Good Saturday morning, guys. Welcome to Exit Strategy Radio. I am your host, Colvin J. Millett, broken on of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina, guys. Hey, if this is your first time listening to the show, hey, you are most certainly in for a treat. Our mission here at Exit Strategies is very simple. That is to empower our community, the African American community, through financial literacy and real estate education, guys. We are legacy building. That's what we do. So when you guys out there in the streets make those things happen, guys, it is important, it is imperative, and we would appreciate it as well if you put a hashtag behind that thing that you're doing out there to change your life, to change the lives of those around you, and most importantly, to affect and impact your family for years and years to come. Legacy building, hashtag legacy building. Hey, you can find us on social media. We on Facebook, guys. Check us out there, Exit Strategies Radio. We're also, on YouTube. So we record our sessions, what we're doing in the studios, get a little bit behind the scenes when we take those breaks on air. Guys, we're still talking here and having a good time here in the studio, so you get that information as well. But look here, today, guys, look here, this is going to be a free-for-all because look here, I'm going to tell you, look here, I done messed around and done found somebody. Look at it, they was wandering out there in the parking lot, actually. And I done had to say, look here, I need you to come in because you are a powerful woman of God, and I enjoy talking with you, and I know that our listeners will enjoy hearing from you. So guys, in studio today is none other than Lady Joy.
Wow. I don't even know how to react to a
Look here, just
introduction like that.
Just so you know, look here, I'll take a check for one of those introductions like that. I'll be your hype man. That's what we'll do.
Yes, because you just made that like real big. I was looking around like, what are they talking about?
So, Lady Joy, thank you so much for coming and being on. I know this is outside of quote unquote what you normally do, per se. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I invited you on. Every time we've gotten together, every time we've sat down, there has been such a powerful move, at least from my perspective, in my opinion, about empowering our people.
Okay.
About things that we sometimes miss the boat on, that we don't act upon, most importantly, that we don't believe upon enough to see the fruition thereof. Mm-hmm. And I just want to bring you in the studio so you can tell people, one, what you do. So, because I want to help, if I can, be a vessel. So, number two, outside of what you do,
okay,
how that impacts the people that are around you.
Oh, wow. In the words of my husband, what don't I do?
Okay, so you got 13 jobs.
I'm like, so which gambit do you want to go with first? Do you want to start with the professional side, like this, what we're doing now?
Yes.
Or okay, because that would probably be the easiest one to tackle.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's build up to the big thing.
Okay. All right. So, I got my start in media. Let's see. I'm in my 40s plus a couple of numbers.
You don't want to tell that.
No, I honestly don't mind. Back when I was 16, in the Charleston market, I'll say this, in the Charleston market on next year, I'll be celebrating 20 years of being in radio or media, if you want to call it that, here in this area. So that in itself,
that's awesome,
is a testimony and a testament to consistency, dedication, to being humble, and to understanding and knowing your lane and staying in it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to cross over into a lot of other things and other people's lanes. Mm-hmm. And so getting into media, communications, all gambits of it, PR, marketing, branding, television, radio, photography, writing. I kind of just fell into it, for lack of a better way to say it. Mm-hmm. Originally, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a foreign surgical doctor who sings.
Wait a minute, a what?
A foreign surgical doctor who sings, because I wanted to make my life in either France or either England. Mm-hmm. And so when you go to another country, we are no longer considered a citizen of that place. We're considered someone foreign. So, and I love to sing. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. So I come from a whole lineage of singers and a city that's filled with music. So that's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to help people get better and sing to them. And then came school. And you know how you have to go do that first visit in the hospital and kind of see what's going on and everything? Yeah, that didn't work out too well for me. So that kind of ended that stint of me wanting to do that. And along the way, my 8th grade year, my mother was very close to John Mason in Detroit, Michigan. And if you've ever watched the television show Martin from Martin Lawrence, that show is based on the life of John Mason.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. He was and still is a dominant radio figure in Detroit, Michigan. His legacy is long, and he is also the announcer now for the Detroit Pistons.
Okay.
So he came and spoke at my 8th grade graduation. And sitting in that chair and just watching him and having the ability to go to the studios to see what he does, to see how the mechanics of radio works behind the scenes, it just struck a chord in me. And from that point on, I knew then exactly, I wanted to be that doctor. And I tried to stay on that. But I knew in my heart, in the 8th grade, that this was what I really wanted to do. I just needed to try to figure out how to finagle this into being the doctor, so to say. And so during high school, I started doing team reporting for the local high schools. And I got on the hottest show in the afternoon in Detroit, which was Art in the Dark.
Awesome.
And it was great. I had a great venue. Then moved here to South Carolina and started out at WZJY with Edwin the Chef Wright.
Oh, okay.
And he gave me a great start of being on the air in the mornings. In the morning show drive, I was up like 18, 19 years old. And from that point on, my career history has been such as that.
So this is what I heard. And I heard this probably about 3 minutes in, I think, thereabouts. But I heard this because this has been a part of a conversation that I've had with some other people, and I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Amanda, my partner, Amanda Hopkins.
Yes.
Y'all need to call her.
I love her
because she needs to help y'all buy and sell some real estate out there.
Listen, and she's the truth. I love her.
So we have this conversation going on that your gift will make room for you.
Absolutely.
And what I heard was that okay, I wanted to do this, but God gave me a gift, is what I heard.
He did. He really did. My father and my mom used to tell me when I was younger that I was a special child, that I could basically talk my way and get anybody to join in with what I was talking about. And they knew I loved to sing. They knew I loved music, and they knew that would be my way of communicating to people, would be through music, whether it be through singing, through dance, through playing an instrument. A lot of people didn't know that I actually play violin.
Wait.
Yeah, I can actually play the violin. I actually can read sheet music to play the piano.
Awesome.
I play the cello. I learned how to play the saxophone. I love instruments. I have not been a great steward in keeping it up. But I'm sure if I was to go back into it the way that one day I probably will. That, I would pick back up right where I left off. I don't have the gift of playing by ear like a lot of people do. I wish that I had stayed in maybe a little bit longer to acquire that gift and maybe work on that a little bit more. But, I love music. I can tell you a whole story. And I can give you the best day ever, or I can give you the worst day ever through music.
That's awesome.
I appreciate God's gift of that.
So you have ministry, and we're gonna run up on this break in a little bit, but ministry is another part, a huge component of your life.
It is a very dominant component of my life. No matter how much I tried to run from it and how far I tried to go away from it, you know how that rubber band effect where you try to run and the opposite direction of which you're being pulled, you get slapped right back to it. That's exactly what the Lord did to me in so many different ways.
In so many different ways.
Yeah, everything that I said, I've learned. Everything that you say that you don't want to do, or everything that you say that you don't think that you would ever get into doing, is the exact thing that the Lord will have you do.
Really? Okay. I feel that. I feel it. That's a word right there.
It's a very true statement. A lot of times we forget about the things that we talk to the Lord about when we're younger, because the innocent us will be honest with the Lord about a lot of things. The mature, quote unquote, wiser us will tell the Lord a tale. Oh no, I won't do that, Lord. I can't do that. That's not for me. But then turn around and the Lord will be like, tap, tap, tap. Remember when you were 8, 9, 10 years old and you said, Lord, I just want to do da 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 da. And then you're standing there going, oh no, did I say that for real? And then it comes back to life real quick on you.
That is huge, and it resonates with me from in my mind from a point of view when I watch people struggle. I watch people struggle, and for you listeners out there, you guys are thinking about starting businesses or, kind of conflicted where you are in life. I get this thing oftentimes where people tell me what they won't do. And the fact of the matter is sometimes what you won't do is necessary to get it done.
Absolutely.
And, and with that, what I'm hearing is, things that, always people say that we have to be careful what we ask God for. So y'all need to remember this. Y'all need to let this thing resonate with you. What is it that you approach God for? In your former years, because in your latter years is when these things are going to come. When these things
are going to come right to flourishing. Remember, a lot of us, they say, are behind times.
Yes.
And I don't necessarily say that we're behind times. I just say that we're right on time, because if God had given us those things that we asked for when we were children, we totally would have mishandled them.
Okay.
I think about the money that I had in my 20s. And to be honest, if I actually go back now, then I probably would do it differently.
Yes.
But I do believe that the reason why I had to mismanage my money and mishandle myself with different situations was because at this point in juncture in the game, he's trying to give me something more. And so the fact is, I don't want to mismanage the millions that he's about to give me now for the sake of the hundreds that he tried to give me back then.
Yes.
Makes sense?
Yes. That's a word right there. And look here, we're gonna pin it right there. We just got the signal for the break, guys. Y'all stay tuned. We got a word for you. Continue when we come back. You're listening to Exit Strategies. We'll be right back. So it's funny you should say that. Yesterday.
Am I supposed to hear you in these? Because I really don't.
You don't? Okay, hold on. Let's see if we got some volume over here. Which one of these is turned down? I think you plugged all the way in. Yes, no?
That's your key there.
Well, matter of fact, you probably. I can't remember if I heard you or not. I don't think I heard you.
See, I hear him in there. I don't hear you. Oh, I just hear you on basic conversation over here.
But I was having this conversation with who I was talking to. Having this conversation yesterday. I was at a meeting yesterday evening with a couple, and so anyway, I'm sorry. We're having this conversation, and I said something along the lines. The reality is that without failure, we do not recognize success.
Absolutely.
You have to have the.
You got to have those failures.
In order for the
How do you pass school? You don't pass school just by.
Gotta have some failure.
You gotta have, even a straight A student still makes a C or a D sometimes.
Mistake, yep.
They gotta make a mistake. It's what you pull out in the final semester or the final testing moment that shows the elevation or growth that you've acquired. That was good, Jaden? Look, your face was just like...
Because that was me this year.
That was you. That was definitely you.
Math, straight A's first semester. Second semester, that one thing. Oh my God.
And it took her downhill. It took her a moment, and between that second semester and third semester to get her her focus and her determination and her own encouragement back. Because no matter how much encouragement we were giving her, it was upon her to make that self-encouraging moment. Like David, sometimes you got to encourage yourself to get you to that fourth quarter moment. My son is almost like that. My son, first semester, cool. Second and third semester, blah. Fourth semester, he is the ultimate champ. And it's like, dude, why weren't you doing this the whole time? It's because a lot of times we don't pay attention to our moments, our high moments, and where our low moments come in at, and understanding how to navigate through the low moments to get back to that pinnacle moment, that high moment again. A lot of us get to the low moment and we just stay there because we don't know how to encourage our own selves back.
So, okay, so similar conversation I had over the last few weeks, and that conversation was where we sometimes want to try to go back. We want to try to go back to a moment instead of trying to achieve the next moment. And I think that's where we have, as a people.
Yeah, we mess up at.
We mess up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you want to do, 24 or 25 as a call? 25.
That'll work.
So you want to actually 23 or 24, depending on how much you have here.
Commercial. Let's do 24 is fine. And we are back, guys. Exit Strategies Radio. I am your host, Colin J. Millett, broker owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. Guys, hey, look, we got a tremendous show going. We ain't going to take too long with the formalities, but our mission here is very simple, guys. Having to empower our community, the African American community, through financial literacy and real estate education, guys. We are legacy building. That is what we do. Find us on social media, on Facebook and on YouTube. Exit Strategies Radio, guys. We post a show, we record video in the studio. You get the behind the scenes. So please make sure you guys check that out, because today's behind the scenes is off the meat rack. All right. So look here. I done said it before. I said, look here. I prayed and prayed, and I asked and I asked and I asked.
Wow.
And God was faithful in delivering Lady Joy here to the studio with us today.
Yay.
See, I changed the hype up a little bit.
Yeah, I see. I love it.
We were having a conversation behind the scenes over here talking about, we've been all over the place, guys, but ultimately what this thing relates to is your faith and what you got to do to make these things happen.
Absolutely. Your consistency.
Yes.
A lot of people don't like that word, but that word is a stickler, and should be a stickler in your vocabulary, because consistency breeds results.
So see, there you go. That's why that right there why she had to come to the studio, because I say every time I'm with you, this thing just kind of boom, boom, boom. So all right, so a meme this week, and I have to find it exactly, but it was something. Oh, matter of fact, you know what? Let me look it up, see if I can get to it real quick.
Okay.
But it really and truly was something. It's about that consistency and about the things that we sometimes do, or what we're willing to do, because that's one thing that we really lack on. We don't want to put in the work and the effort to make things happen.
Especially in the African American community.
Yes.
We become stagnated so quick. If it doesn't seem like it's happening the way that we feel like it should happen, then we now deviate from it because it didn't happen the way that we thought that it should happen. So now we ditch that idea or that foundation, and now we try to go to something else. When, let's be honest, the only reason why the well gives you water is because you consistently pump it.
Ooh, say that again.
The only reason why the well gives you water is because you have to consistently pump it.
So this is I post this in my agents. Look, if you one of my agents, if you want to be one of my agents, this is the kind of nonsense you're gonna get from me. So I post this in our group, and I took this from another high profile agent in our market, and I'm not afraid to say who it is. I took it from Jeff Cook and something that he's put on in a meme out to a group that I'm included in. Long short, I've never heard a crackhead say, "Since I ain't got no money, I ain't gonna smoke today."
Absolutely.
Nope, they always find a way. So are you gonna let a crackhead out hustle you?
That's right. And it's funny that he put that, because I saw that on Instagram with it's a group that I'm in, an investment group, and the investment group just simply said, never let a crackhead out hustle you.
Exactly. So, and that goes back to what you were just saying. We don't like the way the way that we envision it working out. And what's so odd is that we envision it a way, but we never envision the amount of work that it takes to make the vision come true.
Absolutely.
So here we are out here working, trying to do whatever or doing whatever we think we want to do because we thought the thing was going to be easy. But the vision requires work. Elder Evans says this. Shout out to Vanderbilt Evans Sr., Pastor, Reverend, Dr. Vanderbilt Evans. If I don't put all that stuff together, especially if I lead a senior, you will cut me. But I love him. I love him. I love him. I love you, Pastor, if you're listening. But shout out to you and Elder, because Elder always says this: the people lack vision. And here we are. You have a vision for what you want your life to be, but you will not put in the work oftentimes to make that vision a true reality.
Well, here it is. If you want to just bring it in just a little bit closer for all of my Bible readers out there, I'm gonna paraphrase this just a little bit. But the Bible says, paraphrasing, never basically go and try to build a house without first counting up the costs.
Yes.
So a lot of people, like you said, they never take into account, if they're trying to start a business, if they're trying to go buy a home, what's the first thing that you have to make sure that you have in order in doing either one of those things? You have to make sure that you have finances. You have to make sure that you have some type of credit history. You have to make sure that you have paperwork in order. What do I mean when I say that? There is a consistency that has to take place in order for those things to arise, which means that you are constantly saying, oh yeah, I want to go to Krispy Kreme donuts. The light is on today. But let me take that $7, $8, $14, because some of us don't grab one box. We grab two boxes. Let me take that $14 and let me put it in the savings account for the business. Or, we're going out to eat at Ruth Chris with the crew today. That's $100 plate. You know what I'm saying? Let me take that $100 and let me set this aside for the house, or, I know that I don't need to be applying for this credit card, but they just gave me an offer I can't refuse. And now I've opened up another line of credit that's my credit is already, it's on a teeter-totter as it is. A seesaw method. It don't need it to be tipped over anymore. But, we tip it over by getting that other line of credit. Little things like that breeds inconsistency in our well-doing. So we don't pay attention to those little costs that add up to the big reasons as to why the foundation of the house will never be firmly settled like it's supposed to for us to be able to build upon. So that's why I say consistency is the key. If you're going to say you're going to go after something, the point of it is to be diligent and to be consistent in your ways.
Look here, you can't go till you get tired, because some of y'all get tired quick. So y'all can't go till you get tired. That's what y'all out here doing. Y'all running this race until you get tired and you want to stop. But the race ain't over.
This ain't a treadmill. You can't just push stop.
Exactly.
You have to keep running. And you have to finish out the time frame that it says. If it says that you're supposed to be on this treadmill for 15 minutes and 35 seconds, 15 minutes and 35 seconds, you need to be on that treadmill.
Y'all trying to stop at 15. Matter of fact, some of y'all ain't make it to 10.
Ain't make it to 10. Yeah, some of them barely make it to 5.
So look here, we got to get this thing here together. All right, guys, look here. We just got that signal again for that second break. This thing here always goes fast when we're having fun. Y'all listen to Exit Strategies, guys. Y'all stay tuned. We will be right back. That's that word right there. That right there. Oh, that's that word right there. Because that's the conversation. That is the conversation I have constantly with people around me, constantly with the people in my office. Like, look, guys, y'all have got to remain consistent. Y'all want to tell me y'all don't want to work like me? I don't want to work like me, but I do.
Tell me who? I think even, let's think about it. Even the richest person still does not want to get up and think about work. And with all the money that they have in the bank, they still get up and they say, okay, well, what do I need to do today to not end up like I was yesterday? Be it good, bad, or indifferent. What do I need to do today? And I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't pay attention to. I always said I would never do direct sales, and I finally decided to take a jump into a company, but they got me because it's a faith-based company. It's called Sanctuary Girl, and their premise is to empower men and women with the word of God through trendy, fashionable items. Their overall mission, though, is to spread the word of the Lord across the globe. Okay, so I got on my key today, and I had to put it on because, keys that the Bible says that the Lord Jesus went down, grabbed the keys to the kingdom. So we in our company believe that each key has a different word of encouragement on it. So I wore mine today that says purpose, because this week I've been feeling off, like I'm not walking in my purpose. And a lot of times,
guys, we are back. Final segment of Exit Strategies radio show. I'm your host, Colin J. Millette, broker and owner of Exit Realty Group in beautiful, North Charleston, South Carolina. I got in the studio with me an extra special guest, and guys, as we wrap this show up today, I got to give a huge thank you and shout out to Lady Joy for being with us today.
Thank you. I have to say, the shout out really shouldn't come to me. That I have to say thank you to my husband, Apostle Antonio Thomas. And the reason why I have to say thank you to him is because we were supposed to be going somewhere to do something. And I told him a couple weeks ago, about the interview today. And I also told him, I said, now, if you have something planned, then go ahead and do your plans. But he was trying to work around his plans so that he could be here with us. And it still didn't work out. So I just want to tell him thank you for letting him come still.
Look here. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's been a phenomenal show. It was.
Yes, I've enjoyed myself. Wow, this time went crazy fast.
It does. And, when you got a good, well, I ain't going to say a topic, as we came in here, just to hopefully empower and touch somebody, at least.
Absolutely. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. He told me nothing about what we were talking about. And let me tell you the mindset of someone in media. When someone asks you to do an interview, because I sit in this seat often and I'm the one that's normally on the other end. I'm never normally on this end. We kind of have a preset, agenda of what we're going to talk about, how we're going to talk or whatever. And you told me nothing. And the first thing my husband said to me was, so what are you talking about? And I was like, I don't know, but I trust corn. And he was like, what? You told me that's the worst thing ever. You don't ever. That is a rule of thumb. Never go into an interview without knowing what's about to be said or what you got to talk about. And I said, well, Corn was just like, Lay Joy, we talk often, and when we talk, I'm always getting something from you. And I said, the only thing that I think that he want to talk about is Jesus, so I don't know. I'm just going to go with it.
Well, look here. That's a subject right there. Look here. Hold on. Turn to the book. Yes, sir. Right there. So, again, I appreciate so much you taking the time out of your busy schedule, because you have an incredible schedule.
just pray my strength. Anybody want to work for me? You come. No, I'm just joking. No, but I'm serious.
Look here. So again, huge thanks for coming out. The topics and the things that we kind of touched on today, guys, is really just an introduction into the mindset and mentality that we have to make an adjustment to possess.
Absolutely.
We all adapt. I'm saying, your personality, whatever it is you're about, you adapt over time. Ultimately, whatever you're comfortable with, sometimes you got to go outside of that comfort zone.
Absolutely.
To grow.
Well, I always put it like this, and it's funny that your company is called Exit.
Yeah.
In order for you to make a great entrance, your exit has to be even greater. Because how are people going to remember exactly who you are if you just stay in that place? So with that being said, the consistency, the due diligence, any of that, you have to understand that your entrance is important and it's great, but your exit has to be even greater, because it has to leave a lasting impression.
Woo! Say a word. Guys, look, that's it. That's a wrap for this week's show. We love you. We'll see you out there in those streets. This has been Exit Strategy. We'll talk to you next time. you said your exit got to be greater.
Absolutely.
Woo.
Think about it. When most people transition out of this world to their final resting place, most of the time we have a great celebration for them leaving. And basically that is because it's showing their life living, their legacy, you know, what their accomplishments was, how awesome it was. And it's represented in the amount of people that come to celebrate with them. There's no reason for your exit to be weaker than what your entrance was. I mean, if your exit is just like, oh, so-and-so left, oh, I didn't even know they left. That sucks. People should know that you have left the building, that you have left the room. If you're moving from out of, Section 8 housing, that's what you've been on for the last 20 years of your life, and you're now moving into something that you're purchasing on your own. I don't care if it took you 6 years to buy it. It's yours now. That exit should be monumental, meaning there should be nothing from that Section 8 housing coming with you because you've worked now for this greater, for this bigger thing. And them at Section 8 should be able to say, we'll never see her again. We'll never see him again. You know what I'm saying? When you leave your job and you supposedly go to the next level, they have a big party for you leaving. Why? Because they don't anticipate you returning back to there, because they now see you moving on to do better and greater things. We ain't living in this world just to be here forever and ever. We're living, as the old folks say, to live again in something better, where the streets paved with gold. I don't want to be, firecracker popping.
So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, for watching, for being a part of today's show. Lady Joy, you are phenomenal. You rock. And, people like you are godsends, and in turn empower so many people around you. I'm just so grateful that I got the opportunity to bring you in.
Oh, man.
So you can empower some people.
You're going to make me cry, Corey. Okay,
oh,
listen.
Wait, right here.
Yeah, thank you. Because, a lot of times people never really realize exactly what was going on. I was telling you I wore my necklace purpose today because I've been battling back and forth with just making sure that I'm walking in my purpose. I've always told the Lord, you don't have to use me in a pulpit, although I am a ordained elder in the Lord's church, and I do preach the gospel, but I understand that it's so much more than just the four walls and the pulpit. And to be able to hear you tell me and others tell me, that I empower you all just in mere conversation has just always been my consistent prayer to the Lord. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that, you even thought of little old me to even come in and share a couple of few little words. I ain't y'all most prolific preachers or speakers, but I know a little something, and I'm appreciative that the Lord would allow me to share the little something that I know. So it made me be reminded that I am purposed to do exactly what I'm doing, and that's just basically be me. And if I was to tell any of that, I would tell you just be you. At the end of the day, God can use little old you to make a difference in the community. You don't have to be on anybody's big main stage. You can just be in your family making a difference. You can be on your neighborhood block making a difference. Just don't take the little things that God give you for granted.
Yeah. Guys, remember, your best is good enough. Your best is good enough. Y'all rock, and we'll see y'all next time.